So me and my friend, we were having this conversation about what we want the rest of our lives to look like, and what we want to pursue in terms of careers and just things in general. And we kind of came to the same sentiment of we don't know. I kind of have a more stable understanding of, or a little bit more clear picture of where I want to go, but my friend it doesn't really so much. I figured that if I want to really get what I want out of this life, you know what I mean? If I want to really reap what the world has to sow, then I gotta pick something and just go a direction, you know what I mean? Like I have to actually do something. And so right now, this is my part or my bedroom. It's nothing really special, but I've always felt a little bit limited whenever I'm in this place. Like whenever I'm in here, I feel like I'm just constantly reminded of like my limitations and things that are bothering me and getting in the way. And so I just have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. I want to be able to get my nice own little place decorated with all furniture that I bought and like just really enjoy this freedom. I don't want to feel trapped by it. Like I want to enjoy it. And this channel or this whatever this is step number one. I first have to do the things I've wanted to do, one of which being YouTube. I've always enjoyed YouTube. It was kind of like a second. It was like a library. You know what I mean? And videos and photography and anything video related is just wow. I fold for it every time. Like I love good video essays, travel videos, fucking gaming videos. I used to be really into those. Streaming is okay. Yeah, streaming's alright. But that being said, I'm just in love. I'm in love with it. But yeah, so even though this is as decorated as I can make it, I make do with what I have. I'm a resourceful person. I still gotta get out of here. I still gotta leave. And how I'm going to do so, this computer, this phone, and this camera are going to be my best of friends for the next year or so. I already do work from home, and so I'm like able to make money with this. However, it's not at a rate that I'm comfortable with. It's not that it's obviously not something I feel comfortable speaking about, because even just speaking about it right now, I'm just like I'm having feelings. However, that being said, enough is enough, and so with this computer, this phone, and that camera, I'm gonna figure out how to, one, have a stable source of income. That's my first goal. Two, have a way to, like, there's having a stable income, and then there's just like generating income in terms of like not working and stuff. I'm talking about like an investment or like a business or something, like a supplemental type income, or I don't really have the words for it, but just kind of my own, like a side thing, you know what I mean? And then three, I want to be able to live a lifestyle that I think is like a comfortable lifestyle. Like I don't want to have to scrape for every dollar. I don't want to have to rely on working 40 hours a week or whatever. If I have to do it, I'll do it, obviously. But like, I don't want it to be my last resort. So I don't want it to happen at all, to be honest. I want it, how I see it is I have the nice things that I want, and then I just work for the nice things that I want, and I just kind of rinse and repeat. And then obviously like savings and stuff like that. But then really the last goal is I just want to be able to feel like sort of detached from money. You know what I mean? Because I've noticed that a consistent feeling I have is this like sense of dread, or like this sense of scarcity or whatever, of like, oh, like there's not enough, there's not whatever, whenever it comes to purchasing something and buying things related to money. And that attachment there is driving me nuts. It's driving me insane. And so I want to be able to have enough money to where I have that like psychological freedom from it, that I'm kind of not so attached to it. Like I just want to be like, oh, okay, things are fine. And I guess the perfect time to practice that detachment would be right now, like when there's no funds there, and then when I get those funds, or like when I get that sort of freedom, I'm not attached to that buffer that I'm creating. However, the problem with that is I'm just, okay, I am not strong enough yet, or I'm not psychologically sound yet to do that, you know? I am beholden to my bank account, unfortunately. I do I do meditate, and I do have therapy, and I have a support system, and I'm not like an idiot. So the deck is not stacked completely against me. However, that's not enough. That's not enough for me. I want to like be free, completely free when it comes to money. And so this I've dedicated this next like year or so to just accumulate as much as I can and really figure out how I'm going to support myself and how I'm going to make my mark into society. Like, how am I going to manifest? Because for a long time, I've spent majority of my time just with my family and close friends, and that's it was a great formative experience. It was great for what it was. I loved all of it. However, one thing that was always on my mind while I was, just I guess existing, is how I was going to manifest and how I was going to like the type of who was I going to become, like outside of family and outside of like friends, who was I going to become, like who am I? And now that the door is arriving, like when I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, I'm 14, I have 4 more years, like that's so far in the future, and then whatever, and like years and years just kept going, and now I'm there. I'm at the point in my life where I've walked through the gate, and now I'm actually supposed to do stuff. And I've just been thinking for years about what I'm going to do, and now when it comes time to actually doing something, I'm fucking freaking out. And I don't want it to be like that. And so I realize I need to just wear my emotions on my sleeve. I don't know if that makes sense. But like one thing that has held me back, or that I don't really like so much, is that I don't really know how to say it, but like there's just been certain things that I have fear around, and that fear has caused me to just like exist in my head. You know what I mean? And finally when it came time to like confront those things, it was never really as bad. It was never like, oh, I'm gonna die or something. However, this time around, it kind of feels like that. It feels like if I don't get it right this time, if it doesn't come out the way I see it, or like how I want it to come out, bro, I will be devastated. I will be destroyed. And I personally, I don't think. No, I don't want to say that. That's just like a bad mindset to be in. I was gonna say I don't think I can handle it, but like I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I just don't want to say that. And so yeah, that's just like the financial side. And in terms of like online space and just like I guess people related, I have always wanted to have a YouTube channel. I've always wanted to like make YouTube videos. I've always wanted to just make YouTube videos. I bought this camera 4 years ago. I bought this computer same time I bought the camera, and I've made like nothing special, like it's not. I mean, I'm glad I've made those things, and I've put work into them, but it's not like people were lining out the door to watch them. You know what I mean? And that's cool. That's fine. That's just how it goes. I'm not gonna get mad at that. Like I know my videos are shit. Like I know they're not like fun. They're not like Vsauce level videos or like Mr. Beast type videos. I know where I am and where I rank, and that's okay. That's just kind of how it goes. But if I don't start now, then I'm probably just not going to do it. And I've always wanted to do it, and it's time to like stop being in the backseat. It's scary for sure. Definitely the scariest part is just like my imagination around what the people I know will say, because like I had this like TikTok account, and it wasn't massive or anything, but it like consistently got like at least 2,000 views. I would say that like most videos on that account got at least 2,000 views, and that's not like big or whatever, but it was big enough to where the people who were seeing it were like people in my immediate vicinity. I just didn't think that like people like they niggas cared like that. I thought it was just gonna be some some shit to post just cause, and like no one would ever find it, or at least no one I knew would ever find it. I'd be cool with that or whatever. But no, niggas found out. And it was all positive vibes, like no one ever hated or anything like that. But it was shocking to realize that like niggas actually fucking cared, and I think that fear kind of stuck. And now when it comes to like YouTube and stuff, this is something I care about a little bit more. It's holding me back a little bit, and so I have to destroy that mindset. I have to move past it, because fear has helped a lot when I was younger. It was a good way to stay out of trouble. It was a helpful thing, and I generally it is a helpful thing, as like a human. But it can get too much. It can be too much, and in terms of right now, like it is too much. Like I'm thinking so hard about what I want to do, but yet I'm not really doing anything. And I'm scared that if I stay in this state, that I'm just not gonna go anywhere, do anything. And so I guess in this case, like fear is better because the fear of not going anywhere outweigh the fear of being judged or just I guess doing what I want. But that being said, generally fear is not a comfortable thing. It moves you away from something. It says, "Hey, don't do that." But if that thing is something that you need to do or you like want to do, you're stuck. You feel stuck. And that's how I felt. It's terrible. Being stuck is the worst. Like I'd rather even declining. No, I can't say that. I'd rather be stuck than be declining. Never mind. I don't want to say that. But still, it's not great. And yeah, so that's what this thing is. That's what this channel is. It's just it's just me manifesting into the world. That's really what it is. I was thinking earlier, like 20 minutes ago, I was thinking about like, okay, what niche do I want my videos to be? What do I want them to look like? But I think even that sort of thinking is putting me into a box. It's like, because the thing is, I don't really even know. Like as much as I know about myself, I hate to say this, but like I really don't know that much about myself. That's probably why I'm tweaking right now. But but yeah, so in terms of what niches or what I'm gonna do with this, that has yet to be figured out. But I know I need to get videos out. Like I need to get comfortable with posting, and so I'm just gonna talk about what I like, do what I like, and what it ends up becoming is just what it ends up becoming. You know what I mean? I would be lying if I said that the follower count and the likes and all that stuff didn't matter to me, because it does. But I don't want to get I don't want to get caught up in it. I don't want it to dictate my feelings, and so far it hasn't. Because once I post a video, I don't even look at the channel. I'm just like, bro, let me not see that, because I'll go back and I'll see like it has 6 views or 8 views or whatever, and that's cool. It's probably my family members, but and that's cool. But I do know if it was like somewhere I'm more frequent on, like Instagram or like TikTok or something, if I were to see those same numbers there, I would probably just take the video down. But I can't do that here, and so I just don't look. I post, I do the best I can, I post it, I go about my business. But yeah, so it is currently August 18th. That is backwards, but trust me, it's August 18th. And I turned 20 October 14th. And the deal I made with myself, and what I'm going to post here so I know, I don't know, just for credibility. But the deal I made with myself is that before I turn 20, any like sort of laziness or like chud activities or like just like degenerate shit, you know what I mean? Because a lot of this summer, a lot of this year was just me doing some degenerate ass stuff. And I said it's okay. I gave myself a timeline. I was like, before I turn 20, that's your time to get all of that like bullshit crap out the way. Like if you wanna eat 4 pints of Ben and Jerry's, you're doing it before you turn 20. You're gonna do it now. Alright? So all of that like comfort based chud stuff or whatever, like I'm gonna do it now. Almost seep in that desire. So when it comes time to get out, I already know what I'm missing out on. Like I've spent months in the stuff that I'm going to be missing out on. So that when I turn 20, it's just straight focus, bro. Like straight focus. That's what it has to be. It has to be straight focus. And the reason it has to be like that is because unfortunately the cards are stacked against me. Or actually no, they're not. They're stacked against me in some ways, you know. Like I have time on my side, I have youth on my side, I have school friends on my side. But like the older I get, hopefully the more money I'll have and the more resources and the more access to things I'll have. But I'll also have less time and less energy. And so I really need to balance out what I do when I'm doing it, you know? I'm not going to spend my youth doing degenerate stuff or just like not doing anything or being ruled by fear. I'm not doing that. That's just a waste of time. Like if I'm not gonna be making extreme amounts of money, you best believe I'm going to be enjoying my time and having a good time. And right now, I'm at neither. I'm not making hella money, nor am I having a really good time. And so I have to lock in one direction. And so when I turn 20, I'm going to be really focused on like just acquiring like resources. So I'm going to learn as much as I can in the areas that interest me. So still in school for finance. I'll still be like doing that. I'm gonna try to learn more about YouTube and about making stuff. I want to learn more about business. I want to, what is it like to run your own thing, and what are the components that realistically go into it? Because like I've done side hustles on the side, but my biggest flaw is that once it gets going, I get overwhelmed. I'm like, nah, I'm not. I can't. And then after all that, I guess I just want to learn like who I am as a person. I guess what am I comfortable with in terms of like being in the world, if that makes sense, or being in society. Do I want to live a more sheltered, like kind of private? Well, I guess with YouTube, that's out the window. So I guess fuck that. But just like other things, like I do have interests, like sports and psychology and like obviously YouTube and other things. However, I just haven't been able to bring those out. Like all my interests are just they're in my head, but I want to be able to bring them out and live in them. You know what I mean? Like I want to experience my interests. Like I would love to join a men's league. I would love to be a part of like a yoga retreat or be part of I want to say be a part of like a research team, but I don't really know what we'd be researching. Like what reason would I have to be in a lab? I mean, it'd be cool, but it'd only really be cool just to say I did it. And so there's also that side of it. But yeah, like I want to be able to like have my own apartment. I want to be able to go to a nice gym. I want to be able to. There's like a lot, and so instead of just me thinking about it and me like imagining what it'd be like, I want to actually experience it. I want to actually see it. I want to actually feel it. I want to actually like be there and experience it instead of just imagining about experiencing it. And yeah, so that's really where my head's at right now. I'm just going to put all my efforts into gaining as much as I can in terms of like just investing towards myself. So like working, learning about what interests me, and then also just like being in school, but also at the same time making my manifesting my interests in the real world, sort of. And in order to do that freely, there are some hurdles that need to be jumped over. Unfortunately, the way my mind works is it won't let me enjoy myself. Like I can't enjoy myself unless things are taken care of. I can do things when things are not taken care of, but I'm not enjoying myself. I'm just avoiding. I'm just avoiding what needs to be done. But when things are taken care of and I'm doing something that I enjoy, I'm fully there, and I want more of that. And so it's time to fucking get to work.